This is the most important American warplane in a generation. It will cost a fortune. It is built to fly deeper into enemy fire than anything before it. And one day, it may decide who owns the sky. There's just one problem. Almost no one has actually seen it. When the Air Force finally showed the world its new fighter, the pictures it released were fake. Deliberately, admittedly fake. And then, in the summer of 2026, a grainy thermal clip leaked out of the desert near Area 51, and the shape in that footage looked nothing like the official pictures at all. This is the story of the F-47, what we were shown, what leaked out, and the one strange detail on its nose that has aerospace engineers arguing to this day. The reveal that revealed nothing. March 21st, 2025. At the White House, the President announces it, the Air Force's next great fighter, the world's first officially acknowledged 6th-generation jet, and the contract goes to Boeing, beating out Lockheed Martin. Even the name is a message. The 47 nods to the P-47 Thunderbolt of the Second World War, and to 1947, the year the Air Force was born. Alongside the announcement, the Air Force released renders. Sleek official pictures of the new jet, a long shovel nose and small wings up front. There was just one catch. Those pictures were a lie. Air Force officials later admitted the renders had been deliberately altered to hide the real design from foreign intelligence. In their words, they weren't giving anything away in those pictures. Read that again. The single most important unveiling in modern air power, and the images were a magic trick, built to show you everything except the truth. The ghost over the desert. So if the official pictures are fake, what does the F-47 actually look like? For that, you have to follow the leaks. The first hint came in February 2026, when an engine maker released a slick promotional video showing a notional 6th-gen fighter, tailless, with small canard wings up front and squared-off thrust vectoring nozzles. A wink, not a confession. Then came the real jolt. On June 5th, 2026, a video appeared online. Grainy green and white thermal footage shot at night near Area 51, showing a tailless aircraft with a cranked kite wing, canards up front, and no visible exhaust plume. Now, be careful here. This footage is not official, it is not confirmed, and it is very likely a technology demonstrator or an early prototype, not the finished jet. But aerospace analysts caught something. The shape echoes Boeing's old, secretive bird of prey and X-36 experiments from decades back. In other words, it looks like exactly the kind of thing Boeing would build. And one feature leaps off the screen, the same one from that engine video. The canards. The canard problem. Here's why that one detail matters so much, and why this whole story is nothing like we expected. A canard is a small wing mounted up front, ahead of the main wing. Pilots love them. They add lift and make a jet more agile. But stealth engineers hate them. A canard is a flat surface out at the front of the aircraft, and flat surfaces bounce enemy radar straight back at the source. A bright, glowing spot on a plane that's supposed to be invisible. For 40 years, the rule was simple. If you want true stealth, you do not put canards on the nose. Look across America's stealth fleet. The F-22, the B-2, the new B-21, not a canard among them. And yet, here they are, apparently, on the stealthiest fighter America has ever tried to build. That leaves only two explanations, and both are remarkable. Either Boeing solved a problem the entire industry had called unsolvable, a canard that doesn't wreck stealth, or the Air Force decided agility mattered more than perfect stealth after all, quietly reversing the very story we'd been told about this jet. Either way, it is not what anyone predicted. Built to disappear. To understand the rest of the shape, you have to understand the mission. It has a name: penetrating counter-air. The F-47's job is to fly deep, into the most heavily defended airspace on the planet, the kind bristling with missiles built to keep everyone else out, survive, and take control of the sky. That mission demands two things you can see in the design. First, a new level of stealth. Older stealth jets like the F-35 are tuned to beat the high-frequency radars that guide missiles, but big low-frequency early warning radars can still sense them. The F-47 is built for broadband stealth, hiding from both. And low-frequency stealth has one hard rule: get rid of the vertical tails. That's why the jet is tailless and flat, the same reason the B-2 and B-21 wear that smooth tailless shape. If older stealth is camouflage in a forest, this is closer to an invisibility cloak that beats several kinds of eyes at once. Second, reach. The F-47 is designed for a combat radius of more than 1,000 nautical miles, nearly double an F-22's. It can strike from farther out than the enemy plans for. The quarterback and its engine. And it never fights alone. The F-47 is built to be a quarterback. It directs a team of AI-piloted drone wingmen, the same collaborative combat aircraft we've covered before, the Fury and the Dark Merlin, sending them ahead to scout, to jam, to draw fire and take shots, while the F-47 stays hidden in the electronic shadows. The Air Force pictures a standard package of 4 F-47s controlling up to 8 drones, one distributed hunting network spread across the sky. Powering it is a new kind of engine. Pratt & Whitney's XA-103 is one of the contenders, though the engine choice isn't locked in yet, and the earliest jets may fly on interim power plants. What makes it special is that it's an adaptive cycle engine. Think of a sports car engine that can instantly become an efficient hybrid the moment you hit the highway. Savage power for the fight and the fuel economy to get all the way home. The promised payoff is around 25% more range. And that long reach is matched by a new long-range missile, the AIM-260, built specifically to outshoot China's best. Why now? None of this urgency came out of nowhere. It came out of a single day. On December 26, 2024, China did something no one had ever done. It flew 2 different 6th-generation fighter prototypes on the same day. One was the Chengdu J-36, a massive, tailless, 3-engine aircraft that looks like a cross between a fighter and a bomber built around enormous internal weapons bays. The other, the Shenyang J-50, was smaller and leaner, closer to a classic air superiority fighter. 2 6th-gen jets in the air at once, before America's had flown at all. That was the alarm bell. The F-47's sudden urgency, the fast-tracked contract, Air Force leadership declaring they were ready to go fast. All of it is a response to that December morning over China. What no one talks about. Now the honest part, because a lot of what you'll hear about the F-47 is confidence the facts don't support yet. Start here. The F-47 has not entered service, and as far as anyone outside the program knows, the production jet hasn't even flown. It's still in development, with a first flight targeted around 2028. What's actually happening right now is that the first aircraft is being built in St. Louis. This is a jet of the near future, not the present. Second, we still don't have a single confirmed photograph of the real thing. Think about that. The official renders are fake by admission. The engine video is CGI, and the Area 51 footage is an unverified leak that's probably a demonstrator, not the final jet. Almost everything we know about how the F-47 looks is educated guesswork stacked on top of misdirection. Third, the price. You'll hear $300 million a jet repeated everywhere, but that's an old estimate from 2018, and it's become a political football. The current administration insists the real thing will cost less than an F-22. The honest answer is that no one outside the program knows. Respect the mystery, doubt the certainty. So, did the F-47 break cover? Sort of. We've caught its shadow, tailless, stealthy, built to reach deep and to command a swarm of robot wingmen racing 2 Chinese jets that flew first. And yes, the shape we've glimpsed looks nothing like the pictures we were handed, right down to those unlikely canards on its nose. But maybe the real reveal is this. The most important fighter of the century is being built almost entirely behind a curtain. And the only glimpses we get are either deliberately faked or quietly forbidden. In an age when everything leaks, the F-47's best trick might be staying invisible right up until the day it no longer needs to be. So here's my question for you. Those canards, a genuine stealth breakthrough or a gamble that agility matters more than invisibility? Tell me what you think in the comments. Hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.